All right, we are doing lesson 8 today, which is slope-intercept form of the equation of a line. We're going to get into what that term slope-intercept form means in the second half of this lesson, but for today, for right now, we're just going to focus on slope. So it gives us a line here, and it asks for the equation of the line. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that it's y equals mx, but what does that mean? So here we are finding the slope. It asks to use slope triangle. We'll talk through that in a second. But first, if we use what you learned in lesson 7 for using points to find the slope, we could use the point 1m and 0, 0 to do m minus 0 over 1 minus 0 equals m over 1. Or if you do the triangle here, height over base or y over x, the height is going to be m because we're going from 0 to m. That's a height of m. And your base is going to be 1 because we're going from 0 to 1. And so that gives us m over 1 once again. So our slope is m. That means this equation, y equals mx, is going to be our equation. That's why the y value always equals the slope times the x value. So that's our little start here. And now we're going to talk through it a little bit more. So for number 3, we have a line and it wants us to write the equation. It's going through the origin. This is a nice proportional relationship. So if we look at our height and base here, I've drawn one little triangle here. I could also draw a larger triangle if I wanted. I could draw maybe going from here to here. Based on that, what is going to be the slope of our line for number 3? So our height here, if we use the little triangle, was 2 over 1. If we use this bigger triangle, it's 8 over 4. 2 over 1 equals 2, of course. So our slope is 2. And then that equation goes into our equation here, y equals 2x. And that's going to be our equation. Number 4, a reminder that this is a falling line, so your slope will be negative. I've given you a triangle here to help you out. What will be the equation for number 4? Going on to number 5 now, it wants us to plot the line. So it gives us y equals 1/2 x. Reminder here that that 1/2 is going to be your slope. So we're going to start out at the origin. That's where our first point will go. That bigger point. That's where our first point will go. And then we are going to use our slope of 1/2. So that's going to be, we go up 1 and to the right 2. So up 1 to the right 2. And that's where our second point will go. We could also go the opposite direction. We could go down 1 and to the left 2. Either one works. We're just going to continue that until we are completely off the coordinate plane. All right, and that is what the graph should look like if you have done it all the way through. If you have a weird point that your line doesn't go through, something is off, making sure you're counting those spaces very precisely. So start at the origin, 1 up, 2 right, or 1 down, 2 left. So number 6 here is y equals -4/3 x. Again, this is going to be a falling line because we have a negative slope. Here's your little hint to help you out. Again, starting at the origin, going down 4, right 3, or 4 up, 3 left. Go ahead and plot that one on your own. So for number 7, we're not going to do the whole thing together. I want you to do that one on your own, but here's your little reminder that if you have just a negative sign or a minus sign in front of a variable, that would be the same as having a -1 in front of that variable. So y equals -x is the same as y equals -1x, or y equals -1 over 1x, with a reminder that this is your slope. Start at the origin, plot this graph. That's going to be it for part 1. Get your notes checked here so far, and then you will go on to part 2, which is when we actually learn what slope-intercept form is.